What do we have now? Elec-Drake is treasure buffs are +1/+1. That one can be really, really fun. Melody, every 6 cards you pick, your buffs from spells give additional +1/+1. I love spell buffs, so that's a lot of fun. And King Arthur is widely considered one of the worst characters in the game. They're just boring and not even very good. I'm going to go with Elec-Drake because I have had some decent games with them, and I got a lot of cards unlocked for them, so we have some choice. We can actually use Blackbeard and Skeletor, and both of those are kind of nuts. So that's really fun. We have a very interesting, like, hunt build, despite the fact that something like Mechanical Dragon is actually a farewell ability. Raggedy Ann can be really, really interesting. This takes advantage of how when a summon gets a bonus, that bonus stays for the rest of the game. So she will die, summon a 3/3, give that 3/3 a +3/3 buff, or +6/6 buff if you're really far behind. And then next time you summon that 3/3, it'll actually be a 6/6 that then gets an additional +3/3, or whatever. Do we want that in this board, though, is the question, and I'm not sure. Don't really care about these. I don't think that I super need to be working towards villains in this deck. Although I don't really need... I didn't mean to double click on that, but I don't really need Mecha Man right now, so... I like Mecha Man, but it's not super relevant to the game plan. Space Ranger Woody guarantees that our shop is toys, and that is relevant to our game plan. In fact, I probably want as few toys as possible to increase the odds of hitting Mechanical Dragon. So if any of these are toys, I think I should cut them. I like Moppet a lot. I've never actually had them go off. I just think they're cool, and I want to try them. But not today. Let's go dragons and no toys as far as possible. So that's looking pretty good. Yeah. Let's see. So that means no to the Raggedy Ann if that's the plan. Hysteria, it cares about spells. This helps us find pirates. Are there any pirates we care about? I guess Blackbeard's a pirate that we care about. And theoretically so is Innkeeper. Sure, let's go with Sailor Moonshine. That seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, okay. Oh, I need to do one more still. Did I click on something I didn't mean to? Nope, okay. We can go with Sinbad, they're also a pirate. Find an epic treasure when you golden me instead of a rare. Sure. I think that Hunter's Horn is on epic, and Hunter's Horn is the strongest, like, horn. They're really, yeah. Why'd you say horn? I meant just, like, one of the strongest treasures. It just really gives you a lot of power. And if you're building around a hunt build, then there you go. Success. Shmi is great here because Aladdin is a pirate. So we can buff up that Aladdin. And there we go. Beautiful. Great open. Space Ranger Woody can guarantee the next shop is all toys. However, we don't care about toys yet. What we want is a toy once we turn to rare. And we're only in an uncommon shop right now. I don't think getting toys is that relevant. I'd rather go with Sailor Moonshine because we do care a little bit about pirates with Shmi and Aladdin. And there we go. We got our Aladdin. When you silver me, discover a treasure. Beautiful. So, Star Shield, Wand of Shielding, and Masterwork Scroll. This one means anytime we cast a spell, no matter what it does, we get +1/+2. Is it always been that? Why is it? Ah, Elec-Drake. So this is our captain's ability in practice. Masterwork Scroll means that all of our spells are giving a +3/+3, which would normally be +2/+2, but then there's like our friend. And then Star Shield, +1/+6. Only to the first slot. I think, wow, that's a lot of buff. That's pretty strong. Masterwork Scroll is a lot, but Wand of Shielding is going to add up to a ton, and we can even cast throwaway spells that don't directly impact our board, and it buffs our whole board as opposed to just buffing a specific thing. That said, something like Masterwork Scroll, if we have something that buffs a slot, that's going to be extra stats that stick around forever, whereas Wand of Shielding is investing in our current board. I'm going to go with Wand of Shielding. I feel like it's just usually a better early pickup because it lets you just cycle things like spells that don't actually give you buffs still are going to give you buffs, which feels great. What do we have now? I don't see Jealous Stepsisters going off, so maybe we'll take a Cowardly Lion and try again for that one. Space Ranger Woody, this is the second shop of the shop. That sounds awful. We need better terminology. But we're on turn 3. Our rare shop does not start until turn 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Yes. So we don't really want it now. We want it on the second shop of turn 4. Yeah. That's the goal. So I'm going to go with the Cowardly Lion replacing our Jealous Stepsisters. Nope, didn't work. Alright. You gotta try sometimes, but did not do anything. Alright, cool. Let's see. Foul Lich is going to help us finish our quest, and that's probably worth it. Just in as much of itself. Ooh, let me snowball. So this is what I was talking about when I said that if we took your spell buffs or +3/+3, this would have given us slot +5/+5, which is pretty massive. I'm just going to go with the Foul Lich for now. We do have a Cowardly Lion, so there's like some benefit to it. I think I'm just going to replace Evil Stepmother. So, we have the Wand of Anger. That's the opposite of the Wand of Shielding. Again, normally this is only +1 health or +1 attack, but our Elec-Drake is bringing that up to +1/+1 in addition, so actually really solid. We are going into a pretty ridiculous spell build right now, which, as great as that is, unfortunately, it's not really what we're geared for. I think I'm going to... I could either take Pan's Shadow, just getting some extra Fey buffs, not bad. Or I could go with What Big Teeth. I think we go with What Big Teeth here. We buff our board with our double sword, double wands. But what do I invest in? I think I'm going to invest in the Cowardly Lion. The Cowardly Lions honestly can stick on a board the entire game if you're lucky. The fact that they don't attack is sort of an upside a lot of the time. If you have like ranged characters or something, and you want, or hunt characters, and you want them attacking multiple times in the same round, you can do some pretty cool stuff with them. So, I don't expect us to keep them forever, but theoretically you can. Let's just keep investing in them actually. Let's do Grotto. That's +4/+4 on Cowardly Lion. And of course we get the extra buffs with the couple wands we have. Ooh, I love me a goodie bag. And because we have these on-board buffs that we can invest in what we actually have, a goodie bag could get pretty big. I think that seems really fun. Question is, what do we cut? Aladdin's already a 15/8, Sailor Moon's already a 14/9, and Foul Lich is a 9/12. So, all like pretty decent. I think I'll get rid of the Aladdin. It's gonna downgrade our board temporarily, but hopefully in the long run it is worth it. Hey, it summoned the Aladdin! So Goodie Bag summons a random common. Aladdin, who has invested stats, counts as an option. That's hilarious. Alright, cool. Cowardly Lion finishes their quest. I think we take the Warp Drive. Warp Drive is, I feel like, almost always the best call. It's just, attacking first is really, really strong. That said, Tiger's Paw is absolutely absurd. Giving your slot +5/+5 when you hunt is great, and if you have something like Goodie Bag, that is true for anything in that slot. I think I'm gonna take the Tiger's Paw. I think it's a more fun, like, rolling into something big kind of effect. I didn't even look at Dwarven card. It's every, like, 4 treasures you gain, you get a random treasure. And while that's pretty strong, or while that's usually not that very good, I don't think, Mechanical Dragon finds you treasures. And so, actually could have been perfect for the intended build we're planning on doing. Unfortunately, we did not do that, so... Okay, cars. Let's take the Mechanical Dragon. This is what we've been looking for the entire time. All of our Dragon Claws give +1... when this farewells, it gets a Dragon Claw, which is a treasure that gets +1 attack. But for us, it's going to be +1/+2, which is... or +2/+1, which is fantastic. I have to give up something, and honestly, Shmi's not doing anything anymore. I think we get rid of them. Put them in the front row. I am a little bit regretting not taking that Dwarven card. I should have thought of that. That's something I should have realized that we were trying to do. I'm going to take Presence of Gaia here. Not only do I just think we want to be getting more buffs on our board because our board is not very big anymore since we traded a few pieces out, it's also going to give a slot buff, and Goodie Bag loves slot buffs, so that is perfect. Beauteous. Let's go. That is a massive, absolutely massive two-headed wizard. I am not a fan. Okay. Nightshade, great, and Puck. Wow, their board is really big. I guess they've been casting a lot of spells. Whenever you cast a spell, your mages get +2/+2, and they get a bonus spell every turn. Yeah, they're going to be hard to beat, honestly. We're going to have to see if we can outscale them. Well, let's go into spells, I guess. Masterwork Scroll, +3/+3. Why are we getting this? Why did I earn this? I think Goodie Bag summoned me a Jealous Stepsisters who was able to finish their quest. I think that's what happened. Great, awesome. Good job. Take the Masterwork Scroll. We will take the Aladdin. Here's the problem with taking Aladdin, actually. If we take Aladdin, they are removed from the random pool. They will never see them again. We could have them on our board and have the 2111, which would be great. We could replace our Sailor Moonshine with them. But Goodie Bag can't summon them. In exchange, we are going to get a common treasure. Is that worth it? Do we want Goodie Bag to summon more Aladdins? The odds of them hitting Aladdin aren't super high because, well, there's a lot of characters in the common pool, but there's not that many characters in the common pool is the thing. I think I'd rather not take the treasure so that we can roll into Goodie... Yeah, so that Goodie Bag can hit it again and again and again. So I'm going to actually play the Pick a Peck of Peppers on our Goodie Bag here, and that will give us a random toy shop. And Mechanical Dragon is a toy, so maybe we'll just get more Mechanical Dragons. Through the Looking Glass. We do love... Crab Dragon, you're not a toy. Get out of here. I have heard that there's a bug right now with the Pick a Peck of Peppers, so that's what this is. Again, this is open beta. What else do we have? Gingerbread House and Punching Bag. Through the Looking Glass is cool. It lets you roll something into your level, which currently is epic. And you get to keep all the bonus stats it had. If it had any cool buffs, as we talked about before, it'll get to keep it, but that's whatever. The question is Foul Lich a bigger buffed creature, or is Sailor Moonshine? I think that we'll take the Sailor Moonshine. I think it's got more buffs invested in it. And Foul Lich could theoretically continue to grow. Sparkles! Ooh! Give all of your characters +3 attack every fight. This is a permanent buff. Very cool. A lot of times Fays are like supports, and if everyone in front of them just temporarily has a bonus. And that can be great for summons, such as with Goodie Bag, but permanent stats tend to be better. So this is really nice looking, actually. Alright, so our opponent has a Wicked Witch. That can shut down our health. Not a huge deal, honestly. They just don't have a lot of firepower. Great. Beautiful. Alrighty. Frog Prince. I'm all for just kind of cycling commons. Because of Goodie Bag, if we can, like we talked about with Aladdin, if we can get a common up to gold, we can remove them from the pool. And since this has no invested stats, that could be great, actually. On the other hand, we could just go for something like Sinbad, get ourselves an epic treasure, or we could even go for Angel Mercy and try and repair our heart by getting them all the way to golden. That said, Huff and Puff +7 to our entire board is pretty good. It's just not guaranteed, and we're at the part of the game where I don't think it's going to happen. We're really just going to be getting the bonus of the Wand of Anger, which is fine. It's just not really that big a deal. I'm going to go with the Frog Prince. Next, we've got Frankenstein, Symmetry, Spoiled Prince, and Lightning Bolt. Frankenstein's really strong. I just don't really feel like pivoting into any of these yet. I think we just go with the spell. Spells are really good for us right now, and I see no reason to not just keep pushing that spell button. That said, we do know that one of our opponents has a big spell build, and it's bigger than ours currently, which is scary. Oh, we're not gonna get our mechanical. Come on, kill the mechanical dragon. Come on, come on, come on. Ah! Well, at least we got to summon a forgotten present, so that's something. Hey, mechanical dragon is here with a silver version. We also have Kraken. Ooh, I love Kraken. Also worth pointing out, however, is because of this, I have not commented on this really at all this game. First character has Hunt, give my slot +5/+5. We've been doing that this game. So, double, Toil and Trouble, gives a slot +4 and then doubles it. Normally that would be +1 well, normally that would be... Yes, normally that would be +1/+1, but then this is giving it +3 in addition. Right, okay, great. Which means that this slot bonus would go up to +40... 52. Is that right? 52 sounds right. I think that's more relevant, because like until this becomes gold, the +1/+1 doesn't really matter from the mechanical dragon. So I think I'm gonna go with the double. I also would love to get the Kraken. Kraken's fantastic. It just gives +8/+8 whenever it hunts to the entire front row, and as slot buffs. So if you have any summons, that gets extra value, or just if you end up changing your team out. Mix-a-Macho can let us get something really big. I don't know exactly what's going on right now, so I'm a little bit I think I'm going to take Mix-a-Macho on Cowardly Lion, actually. It's not that big, and if it can get huge, that could be really, really fun. And yes, so I was hoping we were going up against this Professor Who's Who, that's what it is. They're an owl. We know they have a scary board. They were the scariest board we saw earlier. I don't know if their scariest thing is in that front slot. I didn't really talk about Mix-a-Macho. It matches the stats. It brings them up, if it can, to match. So they only have a 21-19. If we were putting that in the front spot there with our two-head, like with the mirroring the two-headed wizard, we would have extra value. However, we scaled them. They are not as scaled as we are. You can see here, Forgotten Present is getting massive. Right? This thing, we've summoned before. This is the thing about the goodie bag, is that the common pool just isn't that big. You're gonna hit the same thing again and again and again. I think we just kind of win this at this point. We beat the beast, and I'm just not that concerned. I don't care about any of these particularly. We could try and get some extra treasures. We are Elec-Drake after all. But I think I'm just going to go with the Mix-a-Macho. Not because I think it's going to actually work, but just because spells are strong for us right now. It's just relevant to us to cast spells. So I'm just going to do that. Let's cast it on Mechanical Dragon. It's so weird having this Foul Lich. We really should replace them. They're not doing anything for us. But yeah, let's just keep casting spells for the time being. Yeah, pretty mid board from our opponent here. So I think we're just fine. I don't think there's anything really to say about this. Cool, great. This is going a little bit too well, like in kind of a boring kind of way. Shrink Tea randomly shrinks an enemy down to 1 health. It basically deals damage to them until they're 1. And we can then also brew Dew. I do love Fire Breathing Dragon. And we do have a lot of treasures, so they're paying out at this point. They're especially good comboed with something like Cowardly Lion, which doesn't attack, which means your other characters can attack more often. Could be relevant, honestly. I have such invested buffs in this, but I really think Fire Breathing Dragon's better in the long run. And you have to think about, because of the way that attacking works with being ranged, is that they kind of have double their health, right? Potentially more than double. I'm going to do it. It's going to make our board worse in the short term, but I think it's probably worth it in the long run. Honestly, we probably just win here. Our board is just doing really well. Like, goodie bag carry, you know? Goodie bag carry. Yeah. Yep. That's the goodie bag carry. Nothing to say about that. That was just that was a goodie bag. That was goodie bag being good. Now, it is worth pointing out, why is goodie bag so good here? A couple reasons. One, Tiger's Paw is doing work. Remember, this is getting... Normally this is only +4/+4, but instead it's +5/+5, which doesn't sound like a significant difference, but it certainly adds up. Oh, I can't look at my slot buffs. Oh, that's a shame. But it certainly adds up over the course of the game. Also, though, when a goodie bag summons something, the summon also gets the benefit of her Dragon Claws, which we didn't get a ton of Dragon Claws. Some games you have just an absurd number of Dragon Claws. So there's that. Really, it's just that we were able to invest so many raw stats in goodie bag that with these and this, that it's just a really big. This is 141, 100, and 121. Those stats get conveyed to the new creature. Just actually really, really strong.